What's going on, everybody? Eric Lindquist at Stochastic here on the Odd Jumper channel, coming to you with another edition of Lindy's Leans, Likes, Locks. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell. Goes a long way for me on this video. Goes a long way for you. That way you become apprised whenever great content is going live here at our little neck of the YouTube woods, the neck of the YouTube woods. Then in the NBA street, had the absolute evisceration, had the Miles Turner ladder. And in the MLB streets, well, we might get a rain out here in Baltimore, St. Louis. Ended up getting crazy closing line value there. Moved 25, 30 cents. Couldn't even go on the final card. Pretty much every play had amazing closing line value there on Tuesday. That's what I'm talking about. Ended up getting a couple of early W's there. Had some overs that hit. Milwaukee ended up covering after, well, ended up winning on the money line after a pretty awful, terrible, no good, very bad start. Just kind of getting caught up here. I had to double check everything. Was watching the Celtics and Pacers game and just smiling because, again, we have more money in our pockets. But Milwaukee, 7-5. It's funny. Producer Jacob, he thinks that I'm now a Milwaukee Brewers fan. Well, didn't do a whole lot to dispel that rumor here today. That's for sure. Get ready for it, friends. We got Wednesday, 15 games coming down the pipeline. Producer Jacob, we'll talk BetMGM. We'll talk Odd Shopper later, but he's ready to rock. I'm ready to rock. We got the red behind me because I'm feeling more. A little bit of that. Episode 7 wasn't very good. Let's get to the picks. Got corrected. It was episode 8. Sorry. You said more in episode 8. The Last Jedi, the worst of the 3. Just saying. Actually, 9 was pretty bad, too. 7 I thought was pretty good. 7 laid some groundwork. A lot of exposition. And the kids, they run out and watch the pod racers and do the thing. Yeah. Was that at the end of 8, too? That was at the end of 8, too. Okay, anyway, we're talking Twins, we're talking Washington, and I like the Twins right off the bat here. I will say Woods Richardson, not my favorite back in the entire universe. I don't think he's very good, but we're getting quite a nice price here, minus 142. Eric, that's not a very good price against Washington. No, Jake Irvin is terrible. He is no good. He is very bad. Byron Buxton, back in our lives with 2 home runs. I am cautiously optimistic that he's back to normal. But Jake Irvin with the 278 expected batting average, 465 expected slugging. Give me all of that you got in a bag of potato chips. Actually, just give me a like on it because half unit. Don't want to go completely berserk here with it. You can find minus 135, minus 137, kind of all the different places in the that change on the side. That was amazing. Producer Jacob doing stuff live. F it, we'll do it live. Game number 2. We got the Mets, we got the Guardians here, and a little bit different situation with Jose Quintana on the mound going up against Tristan McKenzie, lighting the church, whoever's fighting his beat. It's in a dream. I don't know where my brain goes sometimes, especially when I'm winning. I get weird. I get loopy. Also, a lot of people did enjoy my sweat there yesterday, but I can't back Tristan McKenzie at minus 126, minus 127 here against a Mets team that doesn't strike out a whole hell of a lot. McKenzie hasn't been all that good here, does limit some of the hard contact. Jose Quintana is just terrible, 308 expected batting average, but at least he's left-handed. That's one thing he has going for him. Looking at David Fry, actually, he's kind of the only guy that's popping for me in my model, which is weird because, again, Josh Naylor, Jose Ramirez, they've been good to us. Jose Ramirez going yard here today, gave a lot of people some money, plus 400 and up. But David Fry, 360 xWOBA, 409 expected slugging, has that high fly ball tendency here. I see a double in the gap in his future. Do you? I do. David Fry, 2+ bases. That's going to be a lean, but I feel like we're going to get some nice money here against a lefty, and I think Jose Quintana is trash. Oh, this is a bummer. John Means, Kyle Gibson. We'll wait and see what the weather ends up panning out here for this evening's game. They ended up going to a rain delay in the 6th. They might have to just postpone this. 6-6, 1-1 in the 6th. Very curious what they end up doing with that game, but assuming that this one just goes off as is, John Means and Kyle Gibson are both horrendous so far. Means he gets out there into, spot the lefty that gets out of his own ballpark. Much better for these lefties to be at home in Baltimore with that cavern to left field. Don't get the same thing. Humidity is there, a little bit of heat, but not nearly the wind. So we'll say it's looking better weather-wise in the morning. We'll see, though. John Means high fly ball contact. If Nolan Arenado and Paul Goldschmidt are going to get right, this is going to be the spot. But Kyle Gibson is so bad that I'm actually leaning on the Baltimore money line, even though it's minus 136 on Means. I know that sounds horrible, terrible, no good, very bad, but give me all the lefties potentially here. I think we're going to be looking at some home run props in this game. So stay tuned. Hit me up on X if you have any questions. That's at Eric Lindquist. You can follow me there. Can't believe this home run play popping for me right now. The Angels pretty decent dogs here against Hunter Brown. I almost pulled the trigger on the Angels money line here, but I do think that Houston might be one of those early morning parlay tickets that people start, really adding to the program. This bullpen is not very good right now. Like, not good. They can't even get to Josh Hader. They can't even get access to him because it's been that brutal so far. So Tyler Anderson, Hunter Brown, both of them have their issues. Both of them, I don't know. Tyler Anderson, just no strikeout stuff. 17.7%, 477 expected slugging. As for Brown, what can he do for you? Give up hard fly ball contact. 273 expected batting average, 340 XWO, but nearly 40% hard hit. Does have a decent barrel percentage, 4.3%, but still, Willie Calhoun is somebody that has been batting pretty well. He'll move up in the order against a righty. 479 expected slugging. Only a 10-degree average launch angle, but it didn't work for him in Texas. Will it work for him here in Los Angeles? We shall find out. I think his home run numbers are going to be bigger than they should be here, though, and that's comparing it to O'Hop, Ward, Adele. All of these guys going to have much longer numbers. I think Willie Calhoun batting 5th, batting 6th. Just don't have him batting 7th or later here in the plus 550 or better territory. And Willie Calhoun will probably be on this card tomorrow. This definitely should be on your card tomorrow. We got the OS Premium Tools Discord Insider Access. And wouldn't you know it, somebody called a home run. Mr. Isaiah Suarez with Mr. Kyle Tucker. We have an amazing promo going right now. So it's not $14.95 weekly right now. It is Dinger Tuesday. If you use promo code DINGER, just $1 gets you in the premium Discord and the tools for 1 week. So if you go to the link below and you sign up, OddsShopper is now $1 flippin' dollar. If you haven't tried it out yet, now is the time. You go to the link below, you sign up, you use promo code DINGER, DINGER. Look at that, I can spell. And get yourself OddsShopper for $1 and come hang out on the premium Discord. Get that premium betting card from me on Wednesday. Ooh, that sounds lovely. Tuesday ended up being just spiteful considering all of the ridiculous line movement. But Wednesday, I'll be up early in the morning. So use promo code DINGER. Back to the picks we go. God, I love that. $1 right now for OddsShopper. I'd be signing up for that down below. Again, promo code DINGER, DINGER. As we go to Tariq Skubal and Cole Ragans, they have been very, very good. Pair of southpaws. 1-2, Cy Young. Like, we're looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Skubal, 233 XWO, but 299 XWO for Cole Ragans, which, again, is 66 points higher, but it's still fantastic. Both of them, ridiculous K rates. 27.6% for Cole Ragans, 31.6% K rate for Tariq Skubal. Will Tariq Skubal be with this team come? Oh, it's going to be a hefty price now. They've definitely played him into contention as a massive trade piece if they end up going that way. Again, they don't have a whole hell of a lot. It's kind of a fascinating spot as is. But as I look at things, friends, I must say, I was watching this offensive foul. Does TJ McConnell have 10 points yet? He does. TJ McConnell has 10 points. Swept the board in NBA! Swept the board in NBA. Gotta just let it be known to the people. Anywho, we like the under of this. 7.5. The weather is now switching a little bit. Going to be blowing more inward. It's been doing its spiritual work. Doing some breath work, meditation, things of that nature. Under 7.5, I like it. Yeah, producer Jacob, he likes to let me know many, many times that, Eric, you've turned into a Milwaukee stan. No, I really haven't. I do think Milwaukee is going to negatively regress at some point in terms of what they've been doing at the plate, but I don't think this is going to be the time, friends. We've got Freddie Peralta, we got Jesus Luzardo, and if you could have told me before the season that I could blindly back Freddie Peralta at minus 135 against the Marlins, I would have done it instantly. Now, Jesus Luzardo, this is probably more of the talking point because we know fastball Freddie at this point in time, very good, 35.3% hard hit, 31.2% K rate, does have that 10.9% barrel percentage, starting to creep up there, 405 expected slugging, 4.08 expected ERA, not exactly the best numbers, but I do think the 1.13 whip, starting to get that walk rate back down, 8.3% walk rate there, four-seamer slider. I think we're going to see better days ahead. The fastball velocity is identical to 2023, so I think we are going to be just fine here long-term. But Luzardo, 44% hard hit, 435 expected slugging, and the 13% barrel percentage going here. Now, this is a great pitcher's park. Obviously, we've got 8 for a total. So, I mean, we're not talking the 7.5s. You might expect for Freddie Peralta and Jesus. And that's why I want to point you to the WRC Plus here for Milwaukee. 99 against left-handed pitching. They'll have a 25% K rate. I think this is a spot where Luzardo probably going to get some swing and miss, but a 173 ISO is tied for the fourth best mark in baseball. I think power is going to be showing up, and with great power comes great responsibility to bet the Milwaukee Brewers as my lock of the day. We have now hit back-to-back locks, 3 going back to last week on Thursday. Well, we'll see what happens with this Baltimore one. I guess the Baltimore one's still in flux, but feeling much, much better about the cards in general, the likes and the locks. That's what you want to be focused on. They've been hitting. Let's keep that momentum going here as we are now 2 months. We have a lot of sample size. We're getting some guys like Blake Snell back into the rotations. We'll be waiting a little bit there, but feeling good about the old model these days. We go from a lock to a lean, but he's been a hitter that has treated me very, very kindly this season. Premium Discord might know who I'm talking about. No, I haven't had him on the card on this program in a long, long time. He's been on the card elsewhere. So just throwing it out there, Michael King, we're not going to go out of our way to pick on him. I still like the stuff. I still believe. Does anybody watch Book of Mormon? It's really good. I believe. I probably can't sing that here. Anyway, Michael King, 35.3% hard hit, 25.7% K rate, yay. But Nick Martinez, this guy, once upon a time, he was with the San Diego Padres, just throwing it out there. But I am looking through his stuff, and it's overachieving, if you ask me. We've got so far this season, very, very short season, short sample size here. Cutter, changeup, four-seamer. Everything looks to be in line. He's getting a lot of whiffs on this changeup. So I'm going to keep an eye on that little pitch, that's for sure. But overall, Jake Cronenworth is a professional hitter. 480 expected slugging, 40.3% hard hit, 13-degree launch angle in this tiny little ballpark against a righty. Everything is lining up. And Nick Martinez, despite the 27.6% hard hit percentage, 20-degree average launch angle on balls in play. Jake Cronenworth, the homer, anything better than plus 400, which it was today. I didn't pull the trigger. I will here in this spot in Great American Small Park. I wish I had more to talk about here. I said before, Blake Snell, hey, he's back after 3 abysmal outings back in April. Well, hopefully he's healthier. The thigh does sound like it's looking better. And he had, 10 strikeouts in his last start in AAA. Here's the thing about Blake Snell. He always, no, that's hyperbole. Last season, he got off to a really slow start. I bet against him ad nauseum to start off the season. I was at a AAA game in Scottsdale. Again, I'm there part-time, go back and forth, but I was in Scottsdale for spring training, and Mr. Blake Snell gave up like infinity runs to the quad A version of the Seattle Mariners, and the stuff was down. Everything looked awful. Well, after a month of just getting hit up there and betting against him, you could see the switch flip. Unfortunately, it flipped on a Saturday when I was out with my dog and my wife, and all of a sudden the velocity numbers, because again, that's really what I'm paying attention to the most, velocity and then spin rate on specific pitches, because that's going to matter too. Blake Snell, it just clicked immediately and he was back to normal. Well, we got to benefit from the other side of it. I just don't want to be betting Blake Snell spots here, even though it's plus money to back Blake Snell, coming off of 5 innings and 10 strikeouts in his last start in AAA. So there is that. Part of the reason why is because Mr. Jones and me, he's been outrageously good here on the mound for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Well, you know what I'm talking about. Again, I don't want to jinx it. If you guys know, you know. When we cashed, you know who. Less than 3 innings last time out, over 6.5 Ks. But Jared Jones probably not going to be going that direction here. San Francisco money line is the lean here, plus money on the Giants side of things. I can't do it though. I wish I could. Texas and Philly, Andrew Heaney, Taijuan Walker, no lines out here because Andrew Heaney, a later add to things, he was available on DraftKings for when. Again, they were showing some stuff early on, but didn't end up posting a line. That was a bummer. Did post him from a DFS perspective, so I had a pretty good idea. It was going to be Heaney. Him and Walker are not very good. Taijuan Walker, we've backed probably at times, probably shouldn't have, but part of that is that you get a Philly lineup that's just so potent. But starting pitching specifically, such a big part of handicapping baseball, and he's not good. 388 xWOBA, 572 expected slugging. Same thing with Heaney, 44.8% hard hit, 432 expected slugging. Both of these guys not very good. You actually get more strikeout upside with Heaney, but the Southpaw has to face an Alec Boehm right now, who I don't think is getting enough credit for his season. He had some defensive defensive deficiencies. That's what I was looking to say. From last season, got booed by Philly, then called them out. And then they have like this love back and forth thing. Alec Boehm, sitting like 333 now this season. He's got a 301 expected batting average, 369 xWOBA, but 45% hard hit, and gets the platoon advantage. He never strikes out. He doesn't really walk a lot either. So sub 15% K rate, 8% walk rate. I like that when you're backing guys on hitting props. We're talking Alec Boehm, 2+ bases. I got 2 of those on here. So yeah, I've got Alec Boehm for you. I got David Fry for you. Based on their last 10 days, based on their historical data against the handedness that they're going up against, I think we're going to get something close to plus money here. So we're looking like -105, -110. Both of those would be in play for Alec Boehm here on Wednesday. And this is in play for you now. First bet safety net up to $1,500 if you go to the link below. If you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, awesome deal going for it right now. You simply click on that link, you go to BetMGM, and if you deposit $50, $100, $200, and you bet $50, $100, $200, whatever you want, whatever works in your bankroll, you're going to get that back in bonus bets if your first bet you place at BetMGM does not hit. What a great advantage. And that is up to $1,500. So if you have $500 and, if you're going to be utilizing that as your unit size, great. You can fire that all up over at BetMGM. If you want to try to take a big swing, $1,500, sitting there under the couch cushions, you have an opportunity, friends, to take a big swing. And if it misses, you get it back in bonus bets. I took advantage of this offer when I was first signing up at BetMGM, and I think you need to be signing up for this at BetMGM. I did not hit that first bet. I got it back in bonus bets, and I hit that second bet. It was a great opportunity to really, really raise my bankroll, give a big shot in terms of expected value. So if you want to do the same, sign up down below for BetMGM, only for 21 and over. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Back to the picks we go. A little bit surprised to see this one on the card because, again, this is the model knowing better than I do. Brayan Bello, Ryan Pepiot. Ryan Pepiot, friends, it's interesting. He hasn't pitched in a couple of weeks now, but overall this season, 0.93 whip in his last start. What is that? This is just wild looking at this spreadsheet. 0.93 whip on this season in 36 2/3 innings, sub 3.70 ERA. The velocity, not crazy there, right around 94.5 miles per hour, but expected batting average right around 90th percentile, primary fastball guy. And yet we're going to be targeting him here because of how good these Red Sox, there we go. They are wearing cute little red socks going up against the Tampa Bay Rays. I feel pretty good about this one, actually, because I don't love either bullpen here. Not that the XFIP is really bearing that out when you just aggregate their entire bullpens together, but Brayan Bello, 453 expected slugging, 20.7% K rate. It's weird because he used to be one of my dudes. Like, he struggled right out of the gate at AAA, but we found some really nice pockets based on his ground ball percentage. Now, it's at 49.5%. It's not like it's nothing. That's still pretty decent, but it's down from 56.3% last season. I think there's enough power here in Tampa and getting Brandon Lau back, getting some of these other pieces, Josh Lowe back. I think this is a spot to be taking it over 7.5. I like it. My spreadsheet likes it. It bears out in the data. So no, it's not a great pitcher's park, or not a great hitter's park, excuse me, but I'm expecting runs between these two pitchers. A little bit surprising to say the least, but let's enjoy it. 5 games to go. Hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bells. We talk Bryce Miller on the mound going up against Nestor Cortes and the Yankees. Yankees win. Now Nestor Cortes starting to turn it on. 265 xWOBA, 212 expected batting average. Friends, these are good things. 2.70 expected ERA. That is feisty stuff. Had 9 strikeouts against the Tigers at the beginning of the month. Had 5 against Tampa. Had 6 against the White Sox last time out. Not exactly in murderer's row, but you do get strikeouts, to say the least, against Seattle, and even against the lefty here. Even against the lefty. Seattle, sure, they've been 25% K rate. Not nearly as high as their ridiculous 28.9% against righties, but against lefties, this is still due. They got JP Crawford back, probably gets buried to the 9-hole left on left, but working through that lineup, interesting stuff to say the least. And Dylan Moore from a hitting perspective, maybe somebody to get some value on because I do like the stuff. I've been backing him a little bit in hit props. Hopefully you're watching some of those videos over on the Odd Chopper, the shorts, if you will, over on the Odd Chopper channel. But Juan Soto home run is the guy who's popping here because you get Miller outside of T-Mobile, and this is going to be a guy who gives up power. He gets by a little bit because of his ballpark, but on the road, 46% hard hit, 454 expected slugging with a 13% barrel percentage. Anything better than plus 275. Yes, plus 275. Juan Soto goes on the card. Home run number two that we have on the card here today. Actually, is that number 3 now? We had Cronenworth, we had Willie Calhoun. That is number 3. I feel pretty good about all of those. Feel less good about this. White Sox, Toronto. Didn't really see a whole lot that I wanted to mine out of this one. Clevenger, not very good. Bassett, not very good. But Toronto's lineup, again, this is a massive number to be looking at for Chris Bassett. Was really happy. Really felt sharp about that White Sox first 5. Loved seeing the screenshots from those. Plus 140, plus 145. A lot of great W's there backing Mr. Garrett Crochet. It's not Mike Clevenger here. We're going to be staying away, to say the least. Toronto money line. If you're looking for a parlay piece and you just have to have something else, sure, go ahead and bet Toronto. They should be favored here. But this line is egregious. We have a ton of hold, ton on both sides. This is a terrible game to be betting, so don't do it. And instead, let's look at the first 5 here. Yay! Max Fried, Justin Steele, and the wind is still blowing out. We got a 9 total at open. It's at 8.5 here at a couple of different spots, but 9 was the opening total in my sheet. And Max Fried, Justin Steele, those are 2 pictures you don't expect to have a 9 total attached to them. So why is it? Well, same thing that we had before. Wind blowing straight out here at Wrigley again. Javier Assad did a decent job there. Michael Harris, Orlando Arcia both ended up going yard there. Nobody from Chicago up against Charlie Morton. Charlie Morton, kind of a vet. Felt like that was a pretty clear-cut spot to stay away from anything on that. Well, not from the entire Cubs side. There were a couple home run props that were low-hanging fruit, I thought, but didn't end up bearing anything. So Max Fried, Justin Steele. Steele's been struggling, 46.6% hard hit, 428 expected slugging, but I expect him to continue to turn it up. Has the 6.9% barrel percentage. As for Fried, sub 30% hard hit, 360 expected slugging. They are pretty darn good, in fact. And this Braves lineup is going to start turning it on. So while Justin Steele is figuring it out, I think the first 5, you're getting at minus 130, minus 135 to simply get the better pitcher, which is a better price than we're getting here, mainly because they're saying, 9 innings of the Atlanta Braves. It's worth the 7-8 cents difference. I'll just go first 5. I'll take Atlanta. We are now 4-0. 4-0 on first 5 bets on this program. Started introducing those a week and a half ago, and I feel really good about some of these reads, and yet this is another one. We got the plus money on the Chicago side, willing to lay minus 135 here on the Braves side. Would bet this up to minus 150, even though, again, I'm getting that major discount from just backing them on the money line. I don't want to talk Colorado and Oakland. Don't make me talk Colorado and Oakland. Gomber Estes, don't bet Colorado and Oakland. It's Colorado and Oakland, Colorado money line if you have to. Don't bet Colorado and Oakland. If you have to find something else, I got something for you here. It doesn't make my card because I know how much prop exposure I'm going to get when we come into Wednesday. 15 games. I'm at my home base here at the computer all the live long day, breaking things down in the premium Discord, playing DFS, betting, doing all of the great things. If you want to join, again, promo code DINGER. Promo code DINGER. Get OddsShopper for $1 right now. Promo code DINGER at the link below. Awesome opportunity as we get out of here. But I'm actually okay with this one. Ryan Nelson and Tyler Glass now. When you start looking at starting pitchers, again, it's the most predictable thing that we have in baseball. It's just one of those things where Tyler Glass now is much, much better than Ryan Nelson. You're paying a pretty hefty price, but this is kind of interesting to me. Minus 137, we're talking about nearly it's more than $1.50 difference. 153 to get through and through over here to the run line. And it's all about range of outcomes with an 8.5 total. The implied total becomes this and that becomes that. So we're talking about like 5.4 on the Dodgers side of things, 3.1 on the Arizona side of things. And that for me is enough to actually make this a play ever so slightly. Now, I'm going to be chilling. I know how much prop exposure I'm going to have, but if you're somebody who's just betting, just going to be throwing out money lines, spreads, totals, things of that nature, I totally understand. This should go on your card. I know it'll be a square play. You're probably not going to be getting a minus 137 number for a lot longer. You've got a Dodgers team that is just primed, ready to rock. You started to see signs of it a little bit there on Monday. We'll see how Tuesday goes. That game is just getting underway. But Tyler Glass now, there's no doubt with that 34% K rate, 258 xWOBA against Ryan Nelson's 16.3% K rate and 357 xWOBA, he should be a massive favorite. And that does it for an imperial version of Lindy's Leans, Likes, and Locks. Head to that comment section below. Let me know your favorite plays here for Wednesday. I'm always lurking down there, always checking out the comments. People are always so respectful. That's mainly why I want to do it. I want to do it is because they asked me to from time to time. Producer Jacob, thank you so much for yet another day in the books. We are on a roll here, especially in the NBA streets, just clean sweeps everywhere. Until next time, friends, I'm Merrick Lindquist. Best of luck in the MLB streets on Wednesday.